All right, Cowboy Nation, I know you guys heard the news about Amari Cooper possibly. The Cowboys could move away from him. Now, I just want to tell you guys, he's been underutilized. Regardless of how you look at it, in this particular system that Kellen Moore squeezed out, it's pretty much what my guys been saying for many of days and many of weeks ago. Boss Cowboy in the OC, that they used this saying, system over players. Not necessarily scheme over players, but system. Now, to get more details of it, do you guys remember the Cowboys wanted to roll out this particular phase of, hey, wide receivers by committee? And they tried to do it as well with tight end by committee. There is no big I's, no little U's. Do you guys remember when Amari Cooper spoke out against, hey, the offensive coordinator as it relates to Scott Linehan that year and said, hey, just give me the ball. I can make things happen. Not in that boisterous way. And lo and behold, they did it for one game. But the following games, they really didn't target him as much, right? Because this is the collective system, not just one individual.
Game, Amari did a great job of, especially early in the game, just being available, being open, doing a great job of getting his depth on particular routes. And so I felt like we did a great job of getting in a rhythm there. And, I think you always have to be careful of trying to narrow the focus for the quarterback into one particular guy. We feel fortunate to have a...
Wait, we got to be what? We got to be careful to try to narrow the focus to one guy?
You must be out of your goddamn mind.
Other guys, hey, they all want the ball. I get it.
They all
we
want
want
the
to get
ball.
them all the ball. It's just a matter of opportunities, and there's only so many in a particular game. And so, this is the ebbs and flows of a season. There's going to be other guys that are going to get opportunities in different games, and but you always want them wanting the ball. That's a definite positive.
This is the problem with that. This is where I say he's falling for the same ego trap. You got to remember, he's part of the same coaching tree. His first time actually being a coach was under Scott Linehan. His whole job was under Scott Linehan. So this philosophy of trusting your system and thinking it's just one ball that got to equally go around is why our offense is what? Up and down and up and down. This is the sad part about that comment, okay? He said that after we obviously made Cooper a centerpiece of the Washington football game. The very first throw was to Cooper. We started the whole momentum going at Cooper. Everything started off going at Cooper. Even his trick play was designed for Cooper. He dropped it, but it was for him. Making him the centerpiece is what opened up the whole offense. And after he saw it, he treated Cooper like, well, a lot of people want the ball. A lot of people, we got only one ball. But the evidence is obvious. Well, I'm going to say to me. It may be not obvious to others, but to me, it's obvious that when you get the ball in the hands of your playmakers, you get better results.
He ain't lying.
Hear me out. If you're going to pay that man that much money, right? And you would say to yourself, in my particular system, I really don't need him. Unless it's a decoy situation, rolling the safety over the top, he's really not the guy that I draw up in my game plan. The game plan is Cedric Wilson. Or the game plan may be Dalton Schultz, the tight end, Jarwin, in this particular system. And my guys, Boss Cowboy and the OC, did a full show on it, and they went into more and more details. I'm only going to give you guys the surface level. Now, hopefully, the whispers are just false whispers. But 9 times out of 10, old folks say, hey, not everybody's lying. So when there's multiple sources are saying that, hey, the Cowboys may be considering moving on from Amari Cooper, that means a conversation been going on about him. Shout out to Bobby Belt. Shout out to Jon Machota. Shout out to everybody that's been reporting on this. Now, the Cowboys could restructure his contract. Like, he's within the next 3 years. This guy pretty much will be over with, right? As far as his contract with the Dallas Cowboys, it will be over with. But when you look at and you contextualize all, not some, that he brings to the table, you would say to yourself, all right, cool. You would say to yourself, all right, so he had 68 receptions, 865 yards, 8 touchdowns, and he averaged 12.7 yards per reception. Those numbers in certain systems or certain schemes is everything that you would say a number 2 or a number 3 wide receiver. And especially from this particular team that's pass happy, by the way. You know, you would think that he would get more and more opportunities. But neither here nor there. The Dallas Cowboys heading into the 2022 season. What if I told you guys it's not about creating cap space? Straw man's argument to say, hey, Law, they in cap hell or what have you. No. Technically speaking, the Cowboys had all of the resources that they needed to win the Super Bowl this past season, since we in the 2022 season now. And they did not make it happen. Show of hands. If you just insert a different situation and scenario and say, all right, let me just drop you off on a different coordinator. And I'm not pointing the finger at Kellen Moore. 9 times out of 10, either Kellen Moore or Dan Quinn gone. Both of them not going to be here next year. We can pretty much guarantee that. Quinn got multiple interviews as well as Kellen Moore. Somebody's about to move. Somebody's about to be gone, right? But let's just talk about players in general. Players in general. Amari Cooper, CeeDee Lamb, Cedric Wilson. If you just pick them up and put them on another team, don't you think that they will be able to find resources to utilize them, right? Dalton Schultz. If you just pick those guys up, just those guys alone, and insert them on the 49ers, what would you think? What would you think the 49ers would do with that talent? If you just switch, hear me out, Elijah Mitchell for Ezekiel Elliott, CeeDee Lamb for Deebo Samuel. And would we be looking at Deebo Samuels with 10 rushing yards in the backfield for 72 yards over here? Right? I don't know what the 49ers would have done with Amari Cooper and CeeDee Lamb. Matter of fact, Cowboy Nation, we probably been waving the white flag before the game even kick off. If they had, look, just hear me out. Don't shank me with the butter knife. Don't crucify me. I'm just trying to bring a point across. Just trying to bring a point across. They don't know what they would have done. We don't know how we would have viewed Ezekiel Elliott in that system. Even if he's a shell of himself here, playing with a PCL tear, quite strange to say, man, what would they do if they had, let me insert Tony Pollard and Ezekiel Elliott, and they had Amari Cooper and CeeDee Lamb, and we had Brandon Ayuk, and we had Deebo Samuel. There will be Cowboy fans right now saying that Deebo Samuel dropped the ball too many times. He's not focused in. The Cowboys will not use him the way he's been used in that system. So what I'm trying to say is don't fall into the, hey, we got to move salary cap around here. You got to move salary cap around there. It's all about the philosophy in this game. And lo and behold, I'm not sitting here sullying or denigrating Kellen Moore. But you would never, ever know what Dak Prescott would have done in the 49ers scheme or system, juxtaposed to if we just rip everything down to the bare minimum and we had Jimmy Garoppolo. I think we will be talking about the same thing, Cowboy Nation. Stop trying to find the escape route by saying salary cap when you got the tools in hand. That's all I'm saying, Cowboy Nation. They didn't utilize their weapons. In the last 6 games, the targets for even CeeDee Lamb been less than 5 or 6 targets a game. I've witnessed. And we throw the ball. We pass happy, baby. And CeeDee Lamb himself been dropping the ball. He probably need to burn a candle, right? And we a pass happy team. But the system that we use, we utilize everything. So stop using money, because really, even if we did had the money, would we went out there and got the player that was necessary to make things change? I recall when it was time for us to get a big boy, big body inside. We don't want to touch this guy. Oh, no, we don't want to touch that guy. That's not our scheme or system, philosophy. And we waited it. And, of course, shout out to Dan Quinn, who may be gone. He was still at least able to shift and make Carlos Watkins play out of his mind this year, right? Brent Urban, although, he got injured, we didn't get a chance to see him for a full season. At least we thought that he would be able to help us out. But there were options out there that the Cowboys could have pulled to help out that front. Outside of our OC, he had a wonderful rookie year, and Navell Gallimore. But we still need help inside. Edges was getting out to the quarterback. Couldn't even lay a hand on him in this past playoff game. 0 sacks, no pressure up the middle. So, Cowboy Nation, it could be that Amari Cooper may get restructured, or he could be gone. And I don't want that to happen. But it's a guarantee, nearly a guarantee, that Dan Quinn or Kellen Moore, they're gone. So now what's the next move? That's been my time. I really thank you all for yours. And remember, you're listening to nothing but the best. Go Cowboys.